Hey everyone, wanted to make a video here on the Lee Classic turret press and specifically the auto drum powder measure. I got the whole kit that came with everything but the dies, and when I started reloading, when I would push down on the lever, my auto drum would only turn about that far. It would only go, I don't know, half the way it was supposed to. I just wanted to show you my little fix on what I did to get it to be able to, as I fully went down, to rotate the entire distance. Alright, I've got the powder measure here, and I will show you my little fix. So you start by removing this set screw in the back. I've already partially removed it. Just finish that off. Set it off to the side. And after, you slide this out. This is how you change from pistol or small powder loads to the larger version to do your larger loads. We'll set that off to the side. Inside here, you can see how you've got these gears right there that line up with your circle ones here, or on the circle gear there. The tooth, that first tooth, matches in the first groove. Alright, so for my little fix, what I initially did was I moved that tooth to the second groove just so it would start a little farther in. I was able to turn the full way. Alright, so to do that, what you're going to need is a little screwdriver or something flat similar to be able to pry off this little washer. So what I do is just go in this little groove and just pry that up. Make sure you don't do it too hard. Oops, see, it just popped off right there. And that piece, that gears, falls out. So we'll set that there. We've also got this little plastic washer. We'll set off the edge. You can see that it's not in there. This back plastic piece comes off as well. What you might want to make sure is that your gear that's attached to your arm down here is fully connected. Mine, I believe, was a little loose, and then on my second fix around to make sure it worked, I was able to get that first tooth to match up with the first tooth here, and so instead of having to do the second one. So make sure that that is all tight in there. If we turn this back around, what I initially did for my first fix was I put that tooth on the arm in the second groove, as you can see there. So instead of being in this first groove over here, it's in that second one. But like I said, my second time around, I realized that this piece over here was not set quite where it should be, so I was able to get it back in that first tooth and it worked. Alright, so what you're going to want to do, keep your finger on the gear that's attached to the arm. As you flip it over, keep one on that center piece as well. Make sure that doesn't fall out. Alright, we're going to take the big black cover here. Put that back in there and it lines up with this groove. You're going to take the small black washer, and as you can see, there is a little plastic indent there. You're going to want to line that up so that it is right in this little spot next to this metal stop. Pretty easy. There's four pieces that slides right in there. And you can take this little round washer. You can just slide it around. Either use that little screwdriver, or if you have fingernails, can help pry it in there. And just make sure that's all snapped into that groove. And that's back together there. What you can do is then you take the powder slot here, make sure that it is lined up with your chute that connects to the hopper. In this little gear down here, you can see there's 4 slots, lines up with 4 pieces on the little slide there. You line it up so it's in line with the hopper here, and you just screw back on a placement set screw. And I found that as I was pulling my press and doing this stage of the cycling, that it worked better if I didn't tighten it all the way. Right there, that's cranked down pretty tight. I just took it back a few turns so that it was still on there snug and it wasn't loose, but it just wasn't completely tight, and I found that worked out a little better for me. There is a little play in it, you can tighten that up some, but I found that it worked really well just leaving it, a turn or 2 back. I'll be right back with it back on the press. Alright, I got the measure back on there. Something I wanted to show you here was over on this side. You can see this little stepped up piece here up to that square. And in there's this little plastic square. So as the press goes down, that's what you can see would move up. And when I first had mine, it was only going up about that far. So now since I've redone the cogs there, and got it all set up, you can see that as I pull down the handle, I get a full turn out of it. And that's just a little fix that worked for me. Requires minimal effort, and hopefully it works for you.